Welcome back, everybody, and I know this is what you've all wanted to hear about, and that is Rose, the new character in Street Fighter V. I've been having a lot of fun playing her myself, but is she the best character in the game? Is she low tier? Is she going to be dominating this top 8? I don't know. What do you think about that, Rob?
I think that you and pretty much every single other player who's using Rose right now, you guys are ruining the game for those of us who want to go and use our main characters and enjoy rank. We want to get some real training in. We're sending Battle Lounge invites. I invite my training partners, and then I see that their favorite character is set to Rose right now. Stop. A lot of you guys are probably going to be dropping the character in 2-3 days after you get cooked up and all of that. Please go back to your main character so that RobTV and everybody else can get some goddamn training in. But as far as the character overall, it definitely seems like everyone's having a good time with her, which is the most important thing. When you ask about is she the best character, is she the worst, XYZ, I think for one, I'm not trying to just have a cop-out. Of course, it's too early to say. But as far as my opinion on her, her zoning does seem to be pretty good. Her fireball is nice. She has 2 strong V triggers. I love her normals. Her fierce, I will say, as far as her staying fierce, man, like anyone in the world, I would say, can whiff punish a Rose player staying fierce with ease. Like the hurt box just lingers there for so long that, I mean, especially, I'm a Karen player. So one whiff punish, that may be the round. And then of course on her wake up, she doesn't have a conventional DP, like a fully invincible DP. Her EX drill is strike and projectile invincible, but it's not throw invincible, so she definitely does have to hold a whole lot of pressure. But at the same time, that's kind of like a plus. A character like this, who's a bit of, I guess, a Falk style. Of course, she's different, but she's a bit of a Falk style character. Her having any wake up at all is, of course, nice. And she doesn't have like a Vega wake up CA where it's not fully invincible. So she has 2 wake up options in that regard, and then strong zoning on top of it. But honestly, the thing that I think may bring Rose full circle and make her a pretty strong character is the fact that she has a low forward confirm. A lot of characters that are good at zoning, like a Falk or something like that, they don't have the best pressure in the world. You can walk away from them pretty well. You can't really walk away from a Rose as easily. Couple that with her nice fast dash in, and it's a problem.
As a Rose main myself, I've been cooking with some Rose now and ranked a little bit here and there. She's a lot of fun to play. So you mentioned the stand fierce, and you mentioned the low forward confirm. You can hit confirm that stand fierce. That thing is like half screen range, and it's hit confirmable. So that's why people are throwing it out. So you better whiff punish it if they ever whiff it on you. But you get to throw that out, confirm it to a drill, get the knocked out, and then you can start leveling up her trap game or fireball game. That's the most interesting part about Rose to me, is that she has a very basic, common Street Fighter V game plan that you can rock with, and that's what we saw Punk doing. He cooked up NLBC. I felt the pain of that. Just doing hit confirms and throws, right? You can play that style and you can be very effective with it, and she's very strong at that style because low forward confirmed with the drill knockdown, standing fierce confirmed the drill knockdown, pressure with the strings with fierce into fireball, just getting those basic kind of traps going. And then her throw range is like half screen, man. The throw range is crazy. It's so good. So you can play that, and that's kind of how I've been playing because it's simple. But what I've been seeing leveled up with people in the community and the people who are more into that tag and into setting up these weird traps is using things like her EX orb. You do a string into an orb and it sits there on screen, lets you set up her V-skill with the slow satellite orbs rotating around her. You can then throw fireballs, they jump and you get the anti-air grab going. So she's not just a basic confirm and pressure character. She has different ways to play. And I think that's what's so interesting about her. I think she's a very solid character as is, out of the gate, just playing her with what you know about Street Fighter V. But she has a lot to maximize and a lot of different ways to approach it if you really want to invest into that. Me, I like to keep it simple. That's not really my style, so I'm just having fun pressing her big buttons and smacking people up with that. Popping V-trigger, with my Ganesian going and just mashing buttons, and then there's all the shadows doing the work for me. That's fun, right? But I think we're going to see a lot of people really, really squeezing the juice out of this lemon and seeing some amazing optimization. So I don't think she's going to be a character that's going to be dominating the meta at all. I think we're going to see a few dedicated players like really going hard with the Rose, but I don't think she's going to be the character that everyone gravitates towards, because if you're going to play that simple style, you might as well play like a Karen or a Chun like you brought up. I feel like that's a slightly more effective way to go about that. But if you like the sauce, that's where Rose is, because the tech I've been seeing on Twitter has been mind-blowing. I mean, I thought I was a lab monster, right? I just sat back and just started copying and pasting what people did, and I was shocked what people were finding. And it's so many ways to approach it with both V-triggers that I think it'll be a long time before we see people optimizing it. But I think because of that, we've already been seeing some people drop her, right?
Yeah.
We saw Luffy. Luffy was looking forward to Rose coming out. He is the Rose Evo champion from Street Fighter 4, and he's already claiming that Rose might not have what it takes to be a CPT main.
That, you know, honestly, that might just be like some early learning the character assault or something like that, because I think that Luffy, with his strong neutral game, that he actually will have a great Rose if he chooses to stick it out. But one thing I do want to point out, I think that she is a strong fundamental character. The thing is, even though that, as you said earlier, as far as just don't whiff that fierce, you use the fierce, in my opinion, you use that fierce, but when you see your opponent wants to whiff punish it, use that back heavy kick, which has a whole lot more range. It reminds me a bit of Rashid, actually. With Rashid, his stand fierce is super effective. It beats a whole lot of things, high priority, and it gets a whole lot of damage, corner carry and everything off of it. But you have to be relatively close to get a whiff punish on it. But the thing is, if he thinks you're gonna do that and be looking for the stand fierce, now he's gonna throw the longer poke out. He's gonna throw the crouch fierce out. So you're playing an interesting mind game with that. And I think that's also how you should use Rose. Also, I noticed looking at the way Punk was using Rose so far, when he has his opponent in the corner, this is just a Street Fighter concept, a high-level Street Fighter concept in general. Things that are very whiff punishable and everything. Well, what do you have to do to whiff punish? You have to have space, you have to walk back. Well, when you're in that corner, you do not have that space. So all of a sudden, Rose becomes a lot stronger. When you do push your opponent back, then all of a sudden that stand fierce, those big normals get a lot more dangerous because it's that much harder for them to whiff punish it. They have to try to jump out or maybe reversal or something along those lines. And the last thing I'll say is, not only did Punk start going for like the back roundhouse and things like that, I remember seeing, of course, I intently watched my boy Kev going up against Punk as well. They played Rashid versus Rose. The first game, Kev actually did him dirty at that NOBC. Regular Rashid stuff, pushing him to the corner, EX whirlwinds, taking his time, pushing him back with that crouch fierce, things of that nature. And Punk tried to play the conventional Rose style, walking back, zoning out. Didn't work out well for him. Punk completely switched to a different style, which not all characters have this ability of walking forward, and his strategy became to push Rashid back towards the corner, and a big part of that was that low forward, stand medium kick, things of that nature. So I think that Rose has a lot of versatility. You brought up those setups with the V-triggers. There's a whole lot of potential with that character, and I'm very interested to see what people end up doing with her.
Right. She has unique tools, like stand medium kick goes over throws. The EX drill is not even a reversal option to me. You throw fireballs in neutral, she does EX drills half screen away, right? So a lot of utility there that is not explored. It's only been a week, man. It's been a week. Like I said, I think players are going to be really, really investing in her. I don't think she's going to be everywhere, but I think we're going to see someone fall in love with this character and do the dirtiest work that we've ever seen. I mean, when you get hit by Rose, it looks stylish. So that's going to be one of us one day. I don't know how soon that'll be. It'll be soon, I think. So I'm looking forward to all the Rose Masters coming out in the future.